Heroes and Legends presents The Age of Medonia. After the complete and utter wiping out of the Bathrin and the Bolshoi, the Medonians were now 2-0 in losses against the Kosachu. Seeing this, the Medonians sent out the Hephaestus to combat the Kosachu. After the new Kothrin officers and soldiers appeared, they were very powerful and they overwhelmed the Medonians. Act, in his quest to revenge the Medonians and their previous two defeats, attacked the unit of Jabal of the Bagadan and the Hinguru forces. Act now was the next one, wanted to prove himself as the strongest warrior in Medonia. But, unlike Pinya, he decided to be cautious. Although he wanted to avenge Gina's defeat, he knew facing this enemy would not be as easy as once thought. So Hall worked together with the new officers of the healers, Otala and Seas, to beat back the Hanguru to prevent them from taking flight. Afterwards, both Bio and Pro Lantasy will go out to defeat the majority of the migrants, leaving Act, Adol, and Buckley to clean up the rest. With this, the Kosachu was set back as they were trying to advance further in the Medonian territory. Jabal cursed his foolishness, but vowed that this was only a minor setback, as the Kosachu were now winning the war. Medonia, the main planet, at Emaria Castle, named after Emaria himself, Lord Medonia, his wife Carla, and his two children, and the second Mosi, and the host of main Medonian units were having a meeting on how to combat against the new Kothrin forces. Everyone was dumbfounded. They say a frontal assault, but seeing how the Kothrins easily wipe out the Bathrin Bolshoi combination, what then would a frontal assault do? And so it was. Let's see if I can find this. It was Stegu of the SD forces of the main Medonian units that suggested a most daring plan. He was one of the returned officers from the Second Medonian Empire and vowed his loyalties to the main Medonian family. And he was best friends with Stara. And Stegu suggested something so outrageous and so outlandish, but it just might work. Stegu proclaimed, "We should lose on purpose. It's the only way. We were overconfident in our ability to destroy the Kosachu, and look where it's gotten us. But if we give the Kosachu a sense of an easy victory and make them overconfident, then surely it will come back to bite them in the butt." Medonia was stunned. Carla was thinking, and so the toy said, "Are you a traitor? You want my father to purposely lose? Off at your head." As Gaj went to pursue him, Teshan said, "No, hear him out." And Daniel was trying to run the race to save a friend from execution. Then the Medonian told him to continue. "So if we lose, then what?" And said, "No, not lose on purpose, but have an epic battle with our main forces, the Itons, along with the Health forces, and the Bathrin, and others, and on Armada, will lure the Kosachu into thinking that this is a definitive, decisive battle, and lure them to the Bay of Hamus. There, you'll try our best to make it seem like this is an all-for-nothing battle. And then, once we give them a sense of false security, the closer you will move further and further in the dimensions. Then, and only then, we can see the full strength of their forces, and hopefully the coffin will be in one place. And me and Stella and our SD forces will sneak around the enemy and figure out the coffin's weakness and report back to you in hopes for a counterattack. In the meantime, we must act like we're losing the war and they're desperate. And then Mosley too appeared and said, "Ah, Mosley won, my other half. He can lead the march. And then we get some of our model troops to go forward. This will lure Penny to force the entire Khazar army to the dimensions. We will know the full strength of our enemy." And then, before they could say anything, Neeleaf, the fighter, suggested that if they do send the Armada out, who will defend the space? What will stop King Vaughn and the rest of his forces from attacking Medonia? And then Anthony Starkey said, "No, we'll lose some of the Armada. The rest of them will still be in space. Our Armada is big enough to split in two. We'll make it appear that they're in two places at once. Although the Khazar might think they're winning, they know they're vastly outnumbered. And thus, as I think Stig U is trying to say, we'll be able to force the Khazar's hand and force them all into dimensions and attempt to take it. Once we relinquish majority dimensions to them, our forces will be spread thin. It'll only be a matter of time before you, Stig U, and Starter figure out their weakness." And then Satakoi apologized and said, "You better hope these fools have a weakness. If not, if our empire is on the verge of falling, you will be executed first." And Stig U gladly accepted it. As the orders for the battle were set to begin, the Mosley and the Itons were very coy about the whole situation, to lose on purpose to give the enemy a false sense of security. Mosley never thought he would be in such predicament, but he vowed he would not make the battle easy. And so, the Bay of Hormuz was being filled up with Ironton forces, some Kichu forces, healers, Boshar, and Bafnet, some of which were defeated officers, one for payback. On the Khazar side, Buki and mainland Neville of the Tigron sent the entire force to meet them. It was the Bay, and also some of the Council of Six also was there to the south as they went to ship to ship and up north to the lands to try to fight the enemy. Buki said to himself and to Main Neville, "This battle is pivotal. The Mosley himself is here. This will not be an easy battle." Main Neville reveled at the fact that yes, finally her vengeance could be completed. If they could slay a Mosley, then a pivotal piece of the Medonian Empire would crumble, and then eventually the Empire with it. The Mosley declared that this would not be an easy battle, and that the full-fledged strength of Medonia would be upon them. As the battle progressed and moved on, some in the Council of Six were getting restless and decided to move forward and to advance. The Buki said, "No, this has to be a trap." And then as they advanced further in the middle of the ships, then suddenly Viagra of the Boshar had arrived and said, "Fools, you fell for hilt, line, and sinker." The main Medonian forces were not moving, but suddenly ambush units from reappearing officers like Invis, Cress, Prina, MS, Adol, Voltor, and Seas, and others appeared behind the Khazar forces. The race was on to save the Council of Six members and save and rescue their front line. As they were doing this, suddenly word got out by the main Medonian forces. The Medonian Armada, in fact, was approaching. Neville said, "This is indeed a decisive battle. If we fall here, all hopes and all our victories will be for naught. And then Bukit and Maineville continued to fight off the enemies in the front line to rescue their troops and to withdraw temporarily back to the camp. As they were about to withdraw, they saw Lady Penny had arrived with all the forces of the labor, the retail, the bygone, the sultan, the hanguru, and the clothner. Penny vowed that this is the final battle, and that we will take on the Medonian Armada, and we will crush them, and force Medonia to come out himself. All units storm. The entire Khazar army had now appeared. The allies quickly turned back and attacked the Medonians head on. As they were doing this, some of the ships broke loose and broke apart. It was a part of Egger's plan, as he thought that the councilman was still on those ships, and he ordered those ships to be set ablaze and instead being on fire. Now, set them ablaze. Kill the enemy. The ships were being destroyed, but then the Vegra knew that there was little to no troops on those ships, and so thus the plan was hollow at best. With this, the Khazar divided two forces to attack from the north and from the south towards Imolzi. And as the battle continued on, the Medonians and the Khazar fought hard, but the will and determination and vigor of the Khazar overcame the Medonians. This forced Imolzi to retreat without conflict. And with this, the Khazar now were victorious. They defeated Imolzi, one of the pillar officers and leaders and strategists of the Medonian Empire. With this, they are now confident that they will indeed become the next empire, as Spain proclaimed. But Neville, in the heart, was questioning and full of doubt. Will the empire of the universe go to the Khazar, or will it go to King Vaughn? Will they simply puppets fighting on behalf of someone else? What was it that Penny wanted? She wondered. As the Khazar languished in their victory, the SD forces led by Stig-U and Stada began to move decisively, carefully, and stealthily deep within Khazar territory to find the weakness and the strengths of the Khazar and to find a way to destroy them from the inside.